Morning Tribe, it's 8:42 a.m. Today is the 18th February 2018, Central Standard Time, planet Earth. It's Sunday. I should probably be on my way to church without igniting the what day is that the actual Sabbath on argument. And, I'll put it to you this way. The Christians can be mad at me that I'm working today, and the Hebrew Israelites and the Jews can be mad that I worked yesterday. And I'm just going to be mad about both. But, anyway, it's Sunday, and we are on our way up to the shop formerly known as A Shop, now known as the Burnt Out Shell, to go do some more demolition. But that's not why you're here. You could care less about that, and frankly, I don't blame you. You're here because the title of this video is something along the lines of "There's Hope." And there is. Preparedness and survivalism, it can be pretty doomy gloomy. I mean, if you think about it, the way of life as we know it in modern America, we are hedging our bets that it's going to go away. Right? We, to a greater or lesser extent, are convicted that our modern way of civilization will disappear for either a short term or a long term, perhaps forever or indefinitely, long enough that it doesn't matter, right? It might as well not come back. And there are perhaps as many different theories on the how and why that would happen as there are people that are into this. Everybody has their own little pet theory on what's gonna happen. My particular school of thought is we're, historically speaking, at the end of the decadent age of an empire. And if we look at civilizations and empires in the past, I know what comes next, historically speaking, which is a reset. So, that's not something that a lot of people get excited about, and it's something that you could argue if you do get excited about, perhaps you're not quite as squared away in the brain box as you ought to be, right? Maybe you're slightly perverse, which we all are to a certain degree. Some of us wear it more proudly than others. Anyway, what a lot of people neglect with this lifestyle and with this course of thought is that there's actually huge opportunities for joy and blessing in preparedness. There's hope here. All right, I got it. My hand didn't want to hold the phone anymore. All right, it's all going to go to hell in a handbasket, right? But that doesn't mean that there can't be joy in the little moments, and there can't be joy now in preparing. And it doesn't have to be just barely squeaking by and eking out an existence day to day. Right? Modern technology has done a lot for the human civilization. You could just look at the boom in population over the last 100, 200 years to see the effects of technology, right? One of the things that I really enjoy being in Texas is you can firmly affix the population growth of Texas to the development and commercialization of air conditioning. It's a fact. If you put the two graphs next to each other, they're identical. The better air conditioning got, the more people moved here, right? So technology has allowed us to do a lot of things, and when technology goes away, assuming that it does, and which is an important distinction to make, it's entirely possible that a national reset or a world reset happens and technology's fine. Right? It's something to think about. But when that happens, right, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to be living like the Amish. It's going to suck. Is it? Oh, that's all up here. I mean, there's people right now that think life sucks. You live in the best country in the world, right? You have disposable income. You're not starving to death. You have relatively clean water, unless you live in Flint, Michigan. Right? I mean, like, you got a lot of stuff going for you. Clearly, you have some kind of device that you can access the internet and watch YouTube on. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be seeing this. So really, how terrible is your life? It's not. Right? That's a mindset thing. So if you're disheartened now and unfulfilled now, what in the world makes you think that you're going to be, fulfilled and satisfied when it all hits the fan and this all goes away? But the point is, there's hope, right? There's hope. The number one thing that you could do and should do, in my estimation, is get right with your maker. And I'm not going to tell you how to do that or why to do that or anything else, because I'm not that guy. But get right with your maker. Talk to God, okay? The number two thing you can do is learn some skills, man. Get some hobbies, like some cool hobbies, like leather working, horseback riding, right? Timber framing. Oh, I've wanted to learn to timber frame forever. I got to go up to Oklahoma in a couple weeks and build a bridge out of pine trees. And when I say pine trees, I mean they're going to range between 20 and 24 inches in diameter, with a chainsaw and an axe and a couple other hand tools. And I've done this before when I used to cut timber in upstate New York. But that's going to be awesome. And I'm bringing a couple guys with me, A, to have a spare set of hands, but B, to teach them, like, this is how you do this. If you have to do something like this, this is how you do it. And I guarantee you, I'm going to shoot a video on it or several, and I guarantee you we will have a picture of a pickup truck and or box truck sitting on top of this bridge when we're done. Because it can be done, right? Because I know how to use these. I've spent my whole life using these, and it's fulfilling. Holy crap, is it fulfilling. Get some chickens. Keep chickens. Backyard chickens, right? Most places you can have up to 6 chickens in your backyard. Obviously, check with your local colonial authorities. Or don't. I don't care if you don't either. Right? That's up to you. I'm a big fan of conscientious objectors. But anyway, get some chickens. There's nothing cooler than getting like fresh eggs from chickens. And they're enjoyable. They're little tiny velociraptors. They run around. Like, get a chicken, let a chicken find a mouse. It's entertaining, dude. But anyway, right? Like, it's very fulfilling. Growing a garden is very fulfilling. And you'll eat better. You'll feel better. I had pizza yesterday afternoon for the first time in a long time. And let me tell you, I felt like I wanted to die afterwards. Just was not bueno. No bueno. Thank you, Domino's. Yeah. But you can learn skills now that will help fulfill you. And you can start building a community of like-minded individuals now that will help fulfill you. You know, iron sharpens iron, right? And there's going to be things you're going to need to do now that you can't do yourself. We had to pack up Grandma's entire house yesterday. I had 5 guys come help me yesterday. All day. We filled 4 pods, 3 18-foot trailers to the brim, a 10 by 20 storage unit, right? Which is why we were eating pizza, because you need cheap calories for a lot of people. Pizza. But they're there at the drop of a hat, and they'll be there in a couple weeks when I got to go up to Oklahoma and frame this bridge, drop these trees, cut slabs for treads, and the whole 9. They'll be there. I'm going today to A Shop to do demolition because I have 2 weeks to finish demolishing this 5,000 square foot building in my spare time, amongst building a business, building a new shop, and moving 2 households to Oklahoma in the next 30 days. I got to finish demolition of this shop. And I'll have people there today to help me, because I have a tribe, because I help them when they need help. And it's incredibly rewarding to have a team of people you can depend on, and to be part of a team and to have other people depend on you. There's hope in that. There's joy in that. Right now, there's hope in that, and there's joy in that. And I guess lastly, think about your legacy. What are you leaving behind? And for a lot of people, this is really important. Context and legacy is really important. What are you leaving behind after this? When this all goes away, are you trading your quarter-acre lot in suburbia for 20 acres or 40 acres in some beautiful rural untouched area? We are. And that's not to brag, but that's a legacy that will withstand the test of time. That's a place that, as I build on that property, my ancestors, many generations from now, will be able to walk up to and touch things that I built with my own two hands. They'll be able to stand underneath timber trusses in a house that I felled and squared and hewn by hand with these, that'll still be there 100 years after I'm gone if they do their part and take care of it. The agricultural systems that we'll put in place will still be there. The animals that we breed, their bloodlines will still be here, feeding my family long after I'm gone. My knowledge, my mitochondrial DNA will be passed along to my children, and they will physically and viscerally learn how to do things that are good for them and good for the planet and good in the eyes of God. And what, long after I'm dead and gone, been recycled into worm food 10 times over, that knowledge will still be floating out there in this realm, feeding people, helping people, lifting people up, bringing joy and companionship and fulfillment. And all of this under the guise of preparedness. All of this while we plan for the zombie apocalypse, man. Or the starving masses, or whatever. Whatever. But the point is, it doesn't have to all be doom and gloom. It doesn't have to all be terrible. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. As long as you square this away, it'll be okay. I tell my little kids all the time, when they start getting whiny and complainy, you need to turn that attitude into gratitude. And I submit, we all need to do that on occasion as well. So, if you got a chip sitting on your shoulder just waiting for the zombie apocalypse to happen so you can whip out your plate carrier and AR, only when needed, brother. In the meantime, find your joy and make sure it's an everlasting joy that's going to transcend this decadent society and into the next. Right? Your joy starts here, and it informs the outside world. The outside world does not form your joy that you then put in here. So, do it. Talk to y'all later.